All right. My name is Sensei Ninja Pig, and today I'm going to be reading to you Chapter 3 of Kind of Food by JT Kamp. Now, in the background, Left 4 Dead 2 footage should be playing. Anyways, Chapter 3. Pierce. Today's drink was a bottle of water in the Olivia cup, but I drank it all. Find yourself out, Cape Manhattan. Watch out for a jam around 52 and 2nd and Broadway. Old York Jazz seems to attract all sorts of cool cats, even during this morning commute. That's all for today's smooth as silk traffic report. Anyways, it's going to be another hot one out there. So be sure to throw an extra ice pack into your lunch pail, fellas. It's 6 a.m. That means that it's time for living legend Miles Cratersy smoking our single. So what? The sound of what I assume to be a combination of plates being smashed on the ground, a cat being strangled, resonates through the thin walls of my bedroom. A grunt trying to roll over and tune out the racket to get a few more minutes of scene. Cacophony not halted and bathed in my ear canal. With a huff, I throw the blanket off my once cozy form and roll out of bed. So I desperately wish I couldn't have spent a few more minutes enjoying the heat. I don't take any time to scratch my ass. I immediately stomp in the hallway to the closed door, concealing the hideous screeching, bringing a fist to it several times in rapid succession. Russell, turn that shit down in my house. Scramble on the other side of the door is fine. Swiftly by a blessed relief my irritated eardrums, then by the door being thrown open. My frazzled son stands before me about a foot and a half shorter than I am. Well, it's growing still left to do. He speaks in a cracking, pubescent, voice. Sorry, Dad. Thought you were still asleep. I blew a puff of air from my nostrils as I looked down, and was not exactly the alarm clock I hoped for. What the hell have you been listening to in here? If you want jackhammers on concrete, I can take you over to the construction they're doing on Stego Island. Russell glances at the radio, a new adornment for his bedroom. He asked him for his birthday last week. Damn thing was cheap. Well, money's pretty good right now. I don't mind springing for it, but he's going to be listening to crap like that. It's called jazz. I growl. I know what jazz is. Pointless garbage noise made by skinny mongrels. That racket is going to be my wake-up call every morning. I'll Pierce, Signorelli, leave that boy alone and come get some breakfast. I glanced towards my wife that just carried itself up the staircase, then back to myself. And back at Russell. He continues looking up at me, his dark blue eyes, and darker blue parade tail swaying slowly as he waits for dismissal from my scolded spinach of his old man was the only way to wake up. Now that the noise is turned off, I'm not mad anymore. I give the boy a wink and a grin. Come on, son. Let's go get some grub. Captain returns a smile. Sure thing, Pop. I go over. Fuck. I speak over my shoulder as I start heading downstairs. Go ahead and get your sister up. Lazy girl's probably still in her dreamland. Won't let her roll over and fall asleep again, either. She knows the drill. I hear him cross the hall to his little sister's room, open the door, speaking quietly in order to gently wake her up. He's a good kid. They're both good kids. I duck under the ceiling lip as I reach the bottom of the stairs. Purchased a house with nice high ceilings to accommodate my height. There's still a couple spots where I can brain myself if I'm not careful. Turning the corner towards the kitchen, I see my beautiful Stegosaurus wife hard at work, what she does best. Keeping the home. Smell. Smell sizzling mixed greens on the stove. My son is growling something. Animals like to taste flavors they got. Dumbasses. I just need to marry a damn good cook, like I did. I'd cross the kitchen in 2 steps, bringing my head next to my wife so she can give my morning kiss. Bianca obliges, a growing smile on her snout. She does so. Morning, Pierce. Not being too hard on Russell this morning, are you? Giving this a shrug. I just wanted to turn down that radio, it's all. Trash can lids being banged together isn't my style. Now, if he was turned into station planes, Bing Crosby, I would have had reason to bemoan him. Bianca giggles. That boy might be grown up to look just like you. Doesn't mean he has to be the same music. That's like the same music as you. What did I say? She's right, of course. That said, I wouldn't mind if he was listening to some music made by upstanding dinosaurs. Rented jazz shit? Purely the product of skinnies. Filthy, suspicious, slim species. I tried to list out every single problem that had gone with a guy and be at it for a week. Well, I don't need to start my day off bad. I've got my wife, my two beautiful children, a spacious home, solid paying job. And take notes from me. And if they tried, I could tell them apart my bad hands. Thank you, Reverend Jesus, for letting me be born into this body. Those around the office always complain about the fact that they got to work so hard at the gym to get them close. For me, I have less saved for the coof than I do during my errands. There's a reason why us dinosaurs were the superior race for so long. Like, that's it's just racism. I was, well, we still are, as far as I'm concerned. Take a seat in the chair at the head of the table. It's a large frame capable of supporting all 6 foot 11 inches of my height, 380 pounds, my dense bone and muscle. Grooves carved into its sides give my tail somewhere to go as I sit in my plates into the fire. When I sit, though, my plates do so get caught on occasion. Taking the chair a few feet towards the living room with me a few times for supper. Always makes kids giggle and the wife scold me for being clumsy about it. As I pick the morning paper up, sit next to my place, I notice the scales on my knuckles are healed up. The red is still visible in the midnight blue in my hand, standing out due to the disparity in hue. Y'all can never ask me how I get these cuts, bruises, and broken knuckles. Broken knuckle scales? Occasionally come home with. She knows my work is heavy work sometimes. She just helps me put some alcohol on wounds and bandage my knee. It's going to theoretical bandages on my clothes. Changes my clothes on too tattered and blood to be washed. It usually wasn't my fault, I say. Damn, good film. Just about the time the kids make their way downstairs, 4 plates of succulent cooked greens are set on the table. One at each place. Russell looks out and plops into his chair. You can signal in wall. Angela more sluggishly finds her own place, yawning, wiping the dangerous sleep from her eyes. Girl's only 9 years old, but actually she's always in need of a nap. Glanced at my son and daughter from over the newspaper. She forget to say something to your mother. Russell hastily swallows his mouthful of food before telling Bianca. Good morning, Mom. What's for breakfast? Angela yawns again, but we're speaking quietly. Good morning. Maybe we'll push her bedside button. Bianca smiles at her children as she takes her own seat. Good morning, Tim. Dig in, Walt. Nope. Still have like 23 pages of this. I might have to record more Left 4 Dead 2 footage. But depending on how much I need, I might just like dick around in a test range. Morning, you two. Digging Waltman. 4 of us enjoy a peaceful breakfast together. Russell, China knew what he plans to do with one of the last 3 days of his summer. School will be starting up again in a couple of weeks. She was getting in much playtime with his friends as he can in the meantime. This build, I'm hoping he'll try for football team once he's eligible. Be a monster of a linebacker. Angela has friends, too, seem for being with her enough. Shadowing Bianca as she does her daily tasks and errands. Bianca does on both the kids, which is her God-given right to do since she's in the paper with them. Angela is certainly more attached to her mother than me. That doesn't upset me. To provide for the family, be a father. If Angela wants to grow up to be a woman like her mother, she'll have to learn everything she can from her. From her. From her. Bianca glances up. It's up yours. It's on your work schedule today. Front of the newspaper informs me that it's August 24th. It means it's close to the end of it. If I'd guess, probably been part of errand boys, collecting dues from some of the places in town. Think you'll be home for time supper? Probably, unless something keeps me vague. Let you know what my shift ahead is done, as usual. She gives me a smile. Gives me a smile. We finish our breakfast. Fiona clears the table, washes the dishes, and kids make their way to the living room. to stare at the television for a while. Also mentioned playing with some friends, so I mentioned Bianca will drop him off somewhere and attend to her errands with Angela and Tom. Got two cars, so it's no trouble for us to do things like that. I head back upstairs to take care of my morning preparations and get dressed. Despite not having the highest post at the local 237, I was taught to dress for the job you want. Job, job I want is the one I've got right now. Even though I have some family connections, it seems like the higher ups are dragging their feet in regards to putting me in a more comfortable position. So having to do things like run errands and handle messy jobs. I know I'm good at what I do now, but I don't want to be stuck in the same place forever. I button up my pressed white shirt for fixing a necktie on its collar. I sling leather straps my shoulder holster, my old rounds, tuck the snub-nosed 38 Smith& Wesson into its concealed weapon. I've had this particular pistol for a few weeks now. Nah, they only ever last until they get used. Black sports, black sports coat pleats I prefer to look. I head out and I slide behind the steering wheel of my jet-black Cadillac DeVille. Brand new model, just came out like this year. As much as I want to move up in business, the money I make now is good enough for me to afford few luxuries like this. Drives like a dream. There's plenty of room for my boat. Comfortable groove, seat, my tail to rest, four doors to accommodate when I have to play chauffeur. I love the car, as much as I love my own children. My house is in a quiet suburb on the outskirts of Old York City. City keeps expanding, and someday it might overwhelm even where I've plans for my room. No, able to grant serene escape in the chaos of downtown. Trade-off is that it's about 20 minutes away from the office. That doesn't bother me. Like, I've listened to Motormouth fellas who think they've got a lot to say. I'm not exactly a silent guy myself, but I understand that there's time to talk and time to shut your trap against your ears. Bring my car around back to the impressively sized building from which I do most of my daylight hours and operations. Standing at 5 stories is the tallest building I shop in, where the rest of Cape Manhattan commands respect. Ceiling blazes on its front entrance features two pack wheels flanking a wagon wheel rammed with automators. It's what everyone knows for better or worse. Sure, organizing hot water for years, but it still would easily be done. Provide valuable service to millions of hardworking dinosaurs across the country. Somewhere I'm proud to celebrate. International Brotherhood of Hertzers. Local 237. Most folk use the front entrance. That's where you'll find pristine offices filled with winning processing mountains of paperwork that come in every day. Men, shake your hand to your case while a labor lawsuit rises. Part of the business that keeps us running, keeps hardworking fellas safe from use bossy and unfair work environments, is the back entrance. Not that I have anything against front entrance. I just got no business enough with the pencil pushers, handshakers, and my business is my business is conducted around the town for the local government. What I need to do is in the office take place behind closed doors or often not in the building at all. We discussed heavy If we're discussing heavy work, it's not being done here. Joanne chances for unwelcome ears, especially given the government's hard on for us over the past years. Pierce, how you doing this fine Monday morning? Familiar voice that greets me as I push open the sub-level door. That's the underground garage. That is a typical terrace. A wide smile that matches stubby fingers. Old sword ingredient. Brownish color accentuates the tweed of his own sport jacket. Some more casually dressed than I am, but professional enough to put on the right appearance for we'll be interacting. Selecting that technically lets him beat me in the height department. Food for measuring based on shoulders and have him by at least a foot. I shake his preferred hand. Not too bad, buddy. Yourself? No, can't complain. Wife, though. Ew. I was a kid when you said not the month leading to our kid being born was going to be rough. Chuckle. knowing all too well how honoring the woman you get so near the special way. I dealt with it twice already. God will these only times. I love my kids. Be upset with third minutes way into my life, and certainly not trying for it. My part took my father originally first time father to be Marty a few months back. Hopefully remember the call we had patient with your wife in however much ice cream she wants. Marty and I exchange a little small talk before we make our way further into the building. Basement level a bit more cautious than upstairs. There's decoration and more unmarked doors, most of which lead to rooms with filing cabinets, stuff full of paperwork. The door we pass through, however, brings us into a simple room with a wooden conference table flanked by a dozen or so chairs. This morning, two of the chairs are occupied. First is filled by the four guys who are expected to see and hear. Charles Rossi, very professional fellow. He doesn't go by Charlie or Chuck or all the guys calling Charlie once when he was at the bar afterwards. Ended up getting a bottle of his idiot skull. Had to tip the taxi driver pretty good after we bled over the back seat his way to the hospital. Charles is a professional guy. He wants to fuck around with things you're not supposed to fuck around with. Gray collared Triceratops looks up at Marty and as we enter, flashing his flat herbivore teeth in our direction despite the chiseled appearance, well, unlike many of his foremost home. Is a is a despite the chiseled appearance brought on by several menacing scars across his snout, surrounding the base of his foremost home, he has a pleasant way about him, and he's a good mood. Must be in a good mood today. Morning, gentlemen. How are you two doing? Marty speaks up. Doing well, Mr. Rossi. Wife's only about a month away from her due date. Giles smiles. Smile. Marty speaks up. Doing well, Mr. Rossi. Wife's only about a month away from her due date. Giles' smile widens. That's wonderful to hear, Martin. I hope she's not doing too much trouble for you. Oh, no, not at all. Well, she can be a little grouchy. If she's doing all that, we look to the soil line. Giles turns my way, expecting a similar response to the original inquiry. I don't offer it. Instead, my eyes are fixed at a second figure filling another one of the dozen chairs in the room. A weasel of a human looks back at me from behind her these three thick lenses. His unsettling eyes manifest, magnified to twice their normal size. He nervously fidgets with the cat clasped in his hands. His pinstripe pattern doing little to distract how ugly he is, even he wears it down tight. I grip my teeth and scowl. Eggsy. What a fucking stupid name. Not that, not that the name would work well, even for a dinosaur, considering we don't lay eggs. But fucking skinny? When I was a child, some kids in my neighborhood convinced me that skinnies lay eggs. I believed them. Suit their kind. They certainly got the mental capacity of birds, so it just makes sense. Of course, I know he used the English name because his actual name is Egbert. Egbert. It's fucking ridiculous. And he's sitting in this conference room? Why is he sitting in this conference room? I turned my eyes to Charles, wordlessly asking a question. My disgust look. He answered that. Egbert is going to be joining you two. He's going to be joining the two of you today for a collection in northeastern Bracknell. Make sure you don't let McIntyre push you off payment. I'm going to tell you how that's spelled. McIntyre. So, apologies if I didn't say it right. Either he's a month behind as, excuse me, Mr. Rossi. Why is this skinny joining us? Dixie lowers his eyes, quaking feverishly with sweat pouring from his sickening troglodyte brow. Giles, on the other hand, merely cocks his hands to me. Because I said so. Egbert is working his way up the organization. Has proved himself very. He'll be training him today. I can't help but contract this. How dare you? How dare you tell me to take this fucking skinny with us on our dudes pickups? Fucking nerve. Suddenly, thought occurs to me. You just said training, as in, maybe he's learning his job. Maybe we're expecting a vacancy in this position soon. Hell, I've been running errands. I've been busting my ass long enough. I deserve something bigger than running errands. Besides, how many times have I said that even a monkey can be fucked up? Now that I'm being trained, asked to train a monkey how to do it. My fingers uncurl, and I take a slow, steady breath. I'm unhappy about this arrangement. If it means I'll be training my replacement, so be it. My eyes shift back to the exit. He still doesn't meet my gaze. Common supp- supplication tactic. Fuck. Supplication tactic for his cowardly kind. Glancing back at Charles, I know. Got a problem, boss. Excellent. Well, good luck with your rounds. Give me a phone call when you're at the end of your rounds. I'll let you know when you're where you drop everything off. I turn to the door, reading Marty's eyes, said Miss Owen. He peers at me, concerned. He's worked with me for a couple of years now, and knows all too well my disdain. He's got a softer heart than me. Fortunately, that softer heart means he's a bit more susceptible to manipulation of these mobile species. As I exit the room and start heading towards my car, I hear the scramble of exes darting behind me. Keeping several feet away as we head back at parking garage, he holds a hand on his cap, preventing it from flying off his head, since he has to hustle to keep up with our longer strides. Yet another evolutionary pratfall that proves his kind should still be serving us. On his other hand, he clutches the handle of a black briefcase and swings back and forth. Arriving next to my Cadillac, I spin around to face Exine. He screeches to a halt, stepping back pace as to not be too close. The averts his eyes. Extend my pointer finger at him. Speak slowly and deliberately. Found this tactic in combination with using small, uncomplicated words be the best way to get your point across when dealing with their kind. Listen up and listen well, skinny. We'll be doing whatever you are told to do today. Keep your mouth shut unless we speak to you. You'll listen and hopefully learn a thing or two. You got that? Well, they just practically knocked together. We, yes, sir, Mr. Supervisor. He put one scratch in my car, fucking the head. He gulps and practically nods in acknowledgement. Now he's setting his cap loose for its tenuous old top of his greasy, disgusting hair. A final puff of air from my nostrils. Just with my hands to get into the back seat. I'm gonna have to steam clean the whole car after this. We follow a standard schedule as it gets to the end of the month. Taking care of dues collection by neighborhood, a few blocks at a time. Each stop may take anywhere from a couple minutes to half an hour, depending on how chatty the owner of each establishment happens to be. Sometimes small talk, sometimes that. I was listening as an excuse how they come up short with some other guys or one about switching to another labor union. During the day, I just listen. I don't thump skulls or break bones. But for the higher ups side on before any of that magnitude goes down. After all, with the face of the harvesters, can't be going around plugging guys in broad daylight just because they missed a few months of dues. Today we got about 20 stops, but shouldn't take us longer than the business day. We'll have to do a little driving. Got a lot of clients in Brackill, and they're a bit spread out. Our first stop is a liquor store that specializes in fancy wines, the Vineyard. It's called. It's like stopping here first because the owner's a nice fellow. Never gives us trouble. Always breaks out a bottle. Send Marty and I away with a glass of delicious top quality wine to our stomachs. As we pull up to the store, there's a well-dressed building tucked between a few other storefronts facing the building. So I remember the quivering lump of skin in the backseat. I put the car in park and rotate as far as I can to bring Exie into view. He sits in the center of the backseat, hands tucked between his knees. His black briefcase cradled between his arms, and it's nothing. Jumps away from me. I can't. I turn towards him. Perhaps a chance to paint, anticipating back my hand. It's fun to be the rough month. Should at least try to keep things professional. You're staying in the car. Marty and I will be back in minutes. Don't touch anything. Haggerty seems to open his mouth to protest, but Bookie holds it. Or instead, he ships the nods before drawing his handkerchief and wiping some of the ceaseless moisture sprout. I know it's a hot day today. Or after Christ, it's probably just sick up my backseat. It was ever flowing sweat. I can't dwell on it. I just got angrier the more I think about it. Instead, shut off the car, pushed myself out of the driver's seat. Marty follows suit on the opposite side of the vehicle, craning his neck around to arch his eyebrows in the air, and on our way to the front door of the watch shop. It makes good on my suspicion. Pierce, surely we should be bringing him with us. Should we? Oh, roll my eyes. Isn't sure. It's bad enough he's here at all, but I'm tolerating it because it might mean I might be at this mean busy work. What the fuck was that? Fuck. Marty furrows his brow for a moment for realization sets in. Who knows I'm not thrilled about the short man's cheating. And I have plenty of time chat during the personal work days together. Glances over his shoulder at the back. I can fix that back seat, take your place. Charles did say returning him. What else would that mean? Well, if that is the case, then he really should be coming in with us, shouldn't he? I'll have to learn how to handle commentary when they, try to get one over us. I chuckle. Ain't that petrified weasel the skinnies to be able to edge almost tired dinosaur patronage? I can doubt that. You better be harden up a bit, Marty. I think it'll be the new smiling muscle for these transactions moving forward. Marty gives a nervous chuckle in reply. He's not a weakling by any means. Bastard's got a right hook that'll ring your bell for a week. That said, he tries to diplomatic past the point of diplomacy. That we don't rough up people during the day, but we do sometimes have to harshly remind them where they stand. Pushing up to the door to the vineyard, we are immediately greeted by the beaming smiles of Smile, Marcel, Sovereignty, lime green iguanodon with pot melon and accent nearly as incomprehensible as his last name. He tried guiding me through the pronunciation once I gave up after about 12 attempts. However, his pleasant demeanor more than makes up for the difficulty. Sometimes I don't understand. Immediately uncorks bottle and rose it. Whatever. There's another Jonah Shane, no? Watch me smile. Scratch my head at the process. Triggered what now? My jeans look to pick up my confidence. Say that again, Marcel. We're down a pound and a half just by sweating. Marcel what's out. A hearty laugh as he pours 3 glasses of freshly opened milk. Joins us in our morning taste, rattling off the name of a village somewhere on the other side of the world. I'll never been to and never will go to. Damn delicious wine, though. I might not appreciate the history and craftsmanship behind it, but I sure as hell know a good taste when it hits my tongue. As he makes a little more practical as cryptic small talk does. Marcel slides away a little towards us. Martin gives a nod and plugs it off the counter. Another minute later, we finish our drinks. I bid the wine salesman a pleasant day. Back in the car, I notice Eggsy in the same place, briefcase in the same position, with his eyes focused on nothing in particular. Half the time, I don't think thoughts go through his thick skull for those apes. And moments like this prove my theory. I open the driver's side door. However, his head jerks my direction. Let's do it. Did everything go up? I won't say anything. But Marty will collect my answers. Yep. This place is run by a fellow named Marcel. Real nice guy. Can't make a damn word he says. What is the harm of those dudes, though? It's a pleasant first stop. Look, smiles at Marty, clearly happy that he's being treated as a less of a burden by him than me. One thing I do about it. Discuss the topic at great length with Marty in the past, but he seems convinced that skinnies aren't all bad. Some full thoughts like that will get you shot in the back of the head someday. Oh. It's like that the engine and start moving us towards the next few stop. That's down. Briefcase, bag, skinning back seats clutching. Looks down at them both his hands. Bag of the case. Exit. Hold your hand then up here. Here's a place before you can spot you. Regulate her. Marty, Guy agrees you want skinny rich George. Oh, he starts. Guessing he brought it up to carry the dues. Hell, I haven't said you should bring one. Or just stop everything in dark watch. By the end of the day, 6 envelopes here. 6 envelopes that you can't fit there. That's what it's in. It is why you brought it, isn't it? Towards X again. It's like, except, yeah. If you guys can do some occasions, maybe you guys should have would have one, but just in case I did have each other, I'm ready to. Fuck's sake, Marty. The fucking case already. Getting a headache listening to you. Yeah. Exy casts his eyes downward again, or holding the briefcase out to Marty. My, di- my dinosaur forehead taps it, looks up in its clasp and opens it on his lap. The gaudy green felt lining of its interior informs me of two things. One, the case is indeed empty. Two, Exy has terrible fucking taste in accessories. Marty drops the envelope into the case, clicks it shut, attempts to tug it to the floor by his legs. This takes some effort on his part, and for as reckless my part is, we're both large dinosaurs, so take some sacrifice for comfort when it comes to travel. One of the sacrifices having very little extra space when transporting ourselves to the means beside our own two legs. As soon as we find a spot for the case, sir, he wears a bit of our sour expression, possibly being jabbed alive by one of its spies. His inconvenience doesn't last very long since our next stops. Only about a minute away. Following several hours goodbye with little issue. I still won't allow X to join us, demanding that he wait in the car while me, Marty, and this guy, and Exy, Exy's briefcase to ride. Fuck, I'm tired. Sorry. I still won't allow Exy to join us, demanding that he wait in the car while me, Marty, and Exy briefcase to ride. We're going to be training this guy over my way. I'm not going to tolerate that. I'd be walking into establishments with skinny and tall. Got some goddamn pride. Well, 12:30, and pulled through to the stop at Orist. Slammed my car door a little more fiercely than I meant to, immediately regretting action as I hear the lowered window rattle inside of it. I would have been a real fucking mess and I just shattered the glass inside of the door. Thankfully, I dodged its ass. Not, not thankfully, still in line. The place we just came from is one of the few businesses we serve that's run by a skinhead. But produce stand down the street. Place reeks of rotten fruits and disgusting mush bags. Makes my skin crawl going there. But to pay up every month, so you gotta collect. That is the usual pay up every month. This time on was sniveling and yelling about coming up short, but just for some leniency. We're no rough people out there at working day, but I never wanted to backhand piece of trash skinning so more in my life. Instead, I was professional about it. I'll wait for the order for them instead to take care of his trash. Using the fancy scoop method shit to chew me up a bit. I went around like a South Butch English. I know where so offices. I've been here a handful of times already. It's easier just to use the back door. I sort ornery dams, slap the cabbage out of it. Other hands to deal with. Plus, Sal's pretty stand-up guy. So another one of the easier stops of the day. Steps leading up to the door station next to the loading dock. Tell Marty to wait for me. He does so, briefcase in hand, as he controls his packed sponge. He doesn't like it. I know he don't fuck. He knows I don't like him smoking in my car, so he uses these opportunities to get his nicotine fix. I jog up the small set of stairs and throw open the door. Skinny in overalls and glasses nearly. Thick Zanks stumbles backwards from swinging metal barrier. When he was about to leave or just standing there, like the brain dead mongrel he is. Well, that was guess. Fence around as seven more skinny stared up at me, jaws slacked, as the boy thought. Warehouse workers, physical labor is what Cindy is suited for. Shame, we have to pay them now. Let's try to cross the internal portion of the loading dock. What cell's office? Leaning my head to peer through its large glass windows, hopefully flagged out by pass off for us. So I collect his dues and be on my way. However, I don't see him. Said yet another skinny stands near the office. Gazing up at me like totally memorized by a balloon salesman. Apparently, I have to interact with these troglodytes.
I speak slowly with authority. Where is Sal Fontana? Is not here. Can I help you? With two steps in the cross space, staring down at the lump of worthless skin in front of me. Grit my teeth and settle backwards. Can you go get him for me? He's not in the store. Are you surprised if he's can form sentences? Feeling the sickening stain right across my face. I warm myself close to the skinny and dress him like the priest room. I'm here for his dues. Telling me he's not here. He's petrified beyond words for a moment. Oh, his head and cowardice. They cover Wesley's first pin on the jagged floor. Quietly, shoots side back great line. I get that for you. We get what? Before I can process his rambling, he darts into Sal's office, pulled open a drawer, and Sal's desk. I feel that my plate stand on as I stride over the door. The skinny draws iron on me, and leaving that gunfight soar away. However, he doesn't lift a pistol from the drawer. Rather, pushes out and both the word dudes scrawled across the front. Mr. Fontaine asked me to give this to you. Here. Hill's quaking hand detaining the envelope in my straight direction. I meant we were shocked by the belt. Sal really entrusted Skinny of all people to handle this spring? Would he be worried about the son's buck running off with the money, or more likely, failing to remember where it was? Like a thing can't even tie their shoes most days. I just don't understand other dinosaurs sometimes. Originally, I snatched the envelope from his hands, making a quick glance inside of it to be sure it's full of old money, not full of tissue paper. Cash saw there, looking back down towards the human, especially an uncut brown hair to a little container split on top of his head, or cute as nauseating, or red in cheeks. Jab a stern finger inspection. Tell Sal next time we come by to collect. It's him, not some skinny bot. Ruffalo looks that way, adequately intimidated. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. We'll have an awful grumble. Well, I'm not pleased. I have to deal with even more skinnies. At least one of these weren't quick from target. My business here concluded. I turned head to the exit so I throw it open and step outside. Marty's head crams around to me. He drops the cigarette to the ground and slants it up. Everything go okay in there? And in the envelope, she steps into the briefcase we left make her way back to the woman's car. Never had to see another goddamn skin in my life. It'll be too soon. Push after Jesus, so tickle. Immediately blessed me with the sight backseat. Still seated in the backseat, large. Just as sweaty and nervous as ever. But something to make me pause. Something about that counter sound. Coming back to the steering wheel again. Streaming. And so, and how quickly he pushed the envelope. So, someone I know, a pretty reasonable guy despite one age, should trust him all the time to hand off his dues. Skinny actually did it. That's my rearview mirror actually peers out of the window, watching his cars pass by the other day. Well, looks like his head is empty of thoughts. He is working his way up to hearses. Enough for Charles to sign the whole shit work and requires a lot of trust. Huh, maybe. Now I'm not gonna think about it too long. The rest of the day goes by without a hitch. At some point in the afternoon, Money found but he gets fed up trying to find the compromise between the sharp edge of the briefcase and his eyes, so he tosses the case in the empty space. Backseat, XXC. First, I glad daggers at him. Or just land time, don't trust screen, but fucking nickel. The next he doesn't do anything. The case, he barely even acknowledges it. Going back to looking at the window or occasionally making small talk, Marty. It twinges in the back of my head again. Maybe I am being too hard of a motherfucker. I'm pretty kosher all day, despite the usual nervous behavior, profuse sweating. He's done what I've told him. He hasn't put his toe out of line. Even waited in the car while Marty and I got lunch, despite Marty inviting him. But he was hungry. When he came back, I was expecting him to wander out of the car, moving about, fanning himself off his cap. We was right where we left him, patiently waiting. Well, granted, I'm not going to change my perception of skinny suit. The behavior of one. Thanks, it might not be such a waste of space as the rest of them. A small hand on my wrist watches. Watch reaches the fly. Parked the car about 50 feet away. Put the spot briefcase lying on seat next to Exit. Packed full of almost 2 dozen envelopes of cash. It was a long day with a few minor hiccups. Rather than the drastic action, all that's left is for Charles to call one well adopted. The location and make our deposit. Up from the handset from its cradle, slide diamond slot next to it before punching familiar numbers for the hurt straw. Once connected, the receptionist, they transferred to Charles' desk. Answers as punctually as he always does, checked with 2 rings, and followed by a click followed by his voice. Charles Rossi speaking. Charles, cheers. We're all done for today. Had an impasse in his own handset from one hand to the other, followed by a response. Excellent. How did it go? Shrugged unconsciously. Probably the gesture to communicate itself with all eyes. Pretty good. All things considered. They have a problem with the produce standing for each other. Only things they don't have to pay on time. As for a moment, I hear Charles rustling some papers. Things got a pretty good payment record. Maybe they say they can settle up. She said it the next week, but I ain't gonna get them a week. Usually break eggs. They haven't gone wrong yet. What out, narrative? Huh? Won't you, what was that? Nothing, sir. No problem. Very good. I'm getting Santiago's in half an hour. After that, we all go to the day. This pauses. Of course, you welcome safe waiters. Chuckle. That's nice, sir. I expect me home for supper. Speaking of, I need to give her a call before I have you away. Choose a bit, Mr. Rossi. Very good. See you soon. Push aside and set back on its bit of holster. Hearing the telltale sound about time settling in with all the others waiting when my notes receiver up again. Upon another point, tapped only like the most familiar to me. Knows my office. Hello? Hey there, Beaver. Good. Well, if it isn't my darling husband, how was your day? Long, but almost done. Made my way home after making a quick stop. Hmm. How many drinks will this quick stop involve? Hey, suppose I'd be home for supper. So I'm gonna be home for supper. I told my boss no and mentioned prospect rings. Oh my. Trying to move up in the business? I don't think go anywhere considering that loss. Carlos Rossi. You're not fucking socialize with me. But this woman, that's hot. I'll tell you the phone. No, yeah, yeah, I thought I was being a good husband. I cried towards my wife's delicious supper over it. Trail off. For a moment, and prognosis. Here, still there. Where are my eyes? Peering back towards the car. Rent parked there. Marty lazily resting his chin on his hands. Half closed. Their backseat's empty. Where's exit? What the fuck is exit? I instantly dropped the phone. Metal cord emitting a sharp snap as it hits the bottom of its reach. I went from sending the device cluttering against the glass walls surrounding it. I only barely hear the voice of my wife as I slam open the door, barely ripping off its hinges before I barely railed down the street towards my car. I've been waiting a few seconds, as long as I come to a stop. Marty, where's Eggsy? Marty only partially opened his eyes before addressing me. He rolled down windows. He was hungry. There was a hot dog stand behind us. Wanted to hit. I had snaps to the left and right, looking for any hot dog stalls in sight. There are none. Already knowing what I'm about to not see resting in my back seat, I pushed my head through the open rear window. Look, the briefcase is gone. Fucking took it. Only now do Marty's eyes shoot open. His head instantly whips around, scanning every part of the back seat, including the floor, before throwing up the passenger door, slowing out the plate. Oh shit, holy shit. Oh my god, what the fuck? As soon as I want to box this idiot's ears, it's no time. We have to find a lying piece of shit skinny. And now I charge on the street in the direction the car does not face. Scanning every place I can for a sign of the little shit. Marty falls close behind. With with less apologies sound tumbling from his lips. He can apologize to me after firing puke snacks, bringing the puke snack and recovering the money. Can't fucking believe it. This one I've been thinking that one skinny might not be that bad. I turned my staying right again. 2 times I was walking out to correct when as I shoved past him. I'm gonna stick around to hear Jackson would say spirit me, eager fish to fry. As I passed by an alleyway, practically surveying the other side of the street, the freakish thick glasses and pinstripe cap artist shouts at me. Here's the alley, there's the case. Turning around, I dart into the alley. The body's falling back as artist surveying. True enough, a black briefcase lined with getting green felt lies discarded on the ground. Content of the television showing soon. Oh, he swayed the second scanning concrete burn evidence at the envelope before throwing himself towards the other end of the alley. It bends, which means it might turn the corner, spotting it the back of his sweat-drenched skin down alley on the opposite street. A second later, a large truck pulls to a stop between us. Walking my barrel out of the alley and darting around the back of the truck, not bothering to look both ways. My bullet's too bullet for a stray bumper to do anything to piss me off more. Make it to the other side and rush into the alley. That moment, exit spins around, collides with me, letting out cowardly shriek. My hands instantly close around his head and toss him like a rag doll of all next to us. Sickening slap for skull hit the bricks. Hit the bricks brings his screams to a rapid stop. Probably ain't dead yet. This battle's definitely wrong. I shouted the crumpled heap with his skin in front of me. It's the fucking money, Eggsy. He doesn't reply, trying to pull himself off the ground. So our legs wobble underneath him. He falls back to his knees again. What the escape is an option I Party stands at the entrance of the alley from which we entered, panting due to being a bit out of shape because of the smoke cabin. Feel fit as a fiddle, and adrenaline, and you break his fucking skin his neck. Repeat my question from the floor and more clearly, so it's aided, aided mind can see my words. Where's the money? Skinny piece of shit. Makes it pulls himself from his days into his feet, glaring up with malicious, with newfound picture in his eyes. If you don't have it, you made your dark fuck, it ain't here. Going into his nervous exterior. Either it's a ruse or he come to accept his fate. Stare down at it for a moment before throwing up his coat, but patting it down. He's, if there are any envelopes stuffed in his pants, I'm ripping them all with just money where he was wearing. Slaps me, but it's a fruitless gesture. I'm the stronger race. Setting up straight again and still at the end with money. Growing up the ladder and how fucking serious I am. Drawing the 38 from my shoulder holster and pointing it directly at X's. X's heart. He punches in response. Bonds immediately whips his head around, make sure nobody thinks that you're the fully see it for school at the end. I was cheers, you nuts? But that way, let me bring it back in. Charles from the student. Who will repeat my question to attack? Money eggs. Where did you hide it? Eggs annoys me. Strange combination for war, bravery. You deserve confidence. You're not going to shoot me bubbles. You clip to the sack of scales. I'm only going to show you where it is if I'm dead. I glance around the alley. Absolute wetness paradise. Packed, trash, filled, filling place skinny down against me. I'm back at the truck. You take a while. We'll find it. I don't think your services would be needed. What is that? Swatted. Pierce. We need to. He doesn't finish the sentence. The only way any of us hear for a moment is that Tit was running in our ears. Exit looked surprised. You seemed like he felt the vent pass through his torso and embed itself in the brick wall behind him. Glanced down at the slowly spreading red spot of sweat pressure before looking back down at me. Backing at me and pulling. One isn't enough for this skinny fuck. So I released another from the gun chamber and then three more in rapid succession. Each bullet plunging further back till he climbs the wall and slides down in. Keep staring up at me, unable to speak through the blood that didn't see anything from his mouth, but contaminated with his tense hatred with me all the same. Pain expression conveys his absolute shock and was bluffly called and smoking in my snub nose companion. His quivering eyes make it now and then what Charlie feels in the moment, feeling impatient. A second goes by before I can hear Marty's voice pass through the marriage. Pierce, what the fuck did you do? You have to go now. I'll turn his direction. Sear, smile, resting in my lips, and here I thought I was gonna be a bad day. It was gonna be a bad day. Not quite bad. Skinny term. Thrown upside down. Marty is right. His panic look communicates that severe situation in both change church across the street into the adjacent alley. A few bystanders peer our way, and other points to streams. Nobody calls our names after us. It's just another day in Old York City for them. Somebody got greased in the alley. Somebody probably served her. Maybe didn't. The cops would show up soon, and they have to tape, maybe people along, giving themselves something to do. The ambulance would arrive, identify, and Skinny's in fact dead, and stuff exits to the back. Black bag, carted off, finished, burned, and sent to hell, fitting in for a cowboy trader like him. We throw ourselves into my car. My foot's on the gas before the engine is finished spinning up. I don't know what's too soon. There's approach sirens. herald the arrival of the boys and game. Once again, Umbrella, leather stairs. Jesus, fuck Pierce. You fucking killed her. Shot in broad daylight. You out of your fucking mind? I shrug. Travis, still orders the money. Tell what was coming to him. Marty tone reveals the anger boiling inside of him. That wasn't your call to make, you know it. He'll drag it back to the car and take it to Charles. Wave a hand in the direction. But circumstance. No excuse going to have what side of the here for this son. If he handed the money back to us, it wasn't your call to make. I glanced at him, not taking my eyes off the road for too long. I know that he's got a softer heart than me, but I also can't tell why he's making such a big stink of this. He ain't the one that pulled the trigger. I am. Well, the son is done. Go to Charles. I don't know what happened. Sure, I'll understand. Marty shakes his head at me, and this police pursuer slumping back in the chair across his arms. Doesn't speak to me again. He knows we have a new stop to make. On the way to San Diego, pull the car to the small iron bridge. Connects parts of Staten Island, flooded in several adjoining man-made islands. Platform ordered with cranes and industrial equipment, side for loading unloaded cargo ships. It was circular docks which used anymore. It's been outclassed with several other large and more modernized operations. Rather than tear this one apart, we mostly abandoned save for the occasional need to load ship that couldn't fit the otherwise when the crowded base. I'm not here to load, however. I'm here to unload. Stepping up to the edge, bridge, and glance around making sure no kids on bicycles or noticeable pointing, not to even stroll or looking my way. Throwing that toast clear, tossed my 38 revolver into the egg, coming below, small component swallowed the sinking bobbies. Journalists to a certain several hundred minutes. Right, but yes. It's my fair share of contributions here. I'm not really federal, like spend these, some spend these past year off. Clip right to the bridge. Walking up towards the ocean, setting sun, my back paints the water and just a tapestry of orange and blue. I breathe deeply through my nostrils. Scent of salt. Right, had a sense of salt. Sound of waves slapping steel beams boil me, whispering words. So not understand, but they speak to me all the same. What are Priyanka's making dinner tonight?